welcome to another episode of Colossal Podcast. I am Keith, your host, and tonight we have a special co-host here. We are joined by Haley. Hi. You might have recognized her from being on here previously with other groups, cheerleading and CCTI, right?
Yes.
So she is now tonight on this side of the table.
Thank you for having me.
Sure. And we are here at the Palmerton in Wasteport. And tonight we are starting to prepare you for the holiday season, and we'll share stories on Thanksgiving cooking mishaps, things you don't want to do for this Thanksgiving meal. Plus we have Colossal Radio News where you can have a chance to win $500 cash this holiday season. And we have other info as well. Our first guest for the first half hour is Gary from the Carbon Model Railroad Society telling us about their open house. The second half hour we have members from the Palmerton High School Drama Club. They're telling us about their upcoming play happening in December. And like I said, we have lots of other information to share with you, so it's going to be a busy night full of info, and we're going to put Haley to the test with our trivia questions.
Boy, the pressure is on.
All right, first up, we have Gary here from the Carbon Model Railroad Society. Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what's new with the club?
Well, we're getting ready for our holiday open house. The Black Friday weekend is the first weekend that we're open, and we're open the next 2 weekends after that. Now it's at 529 North Street, Palmerton. It's called the Train Church. It's a retired Catholic chapel that we purchased and did some modifications to it. Now it's full of trains. We have this open house, and actually it extends into, there's a break before Christmas, and then in first weekend in January, we are open again, 1 to 4 o'clock on Saturdays and Sundays on the weekend. Being it's a club, we have seasons, if you will. So we have that event for the holidays, and then we also have open house in July for 3 weekends. Not the 4th of July holiday weekend, but 3 weekends after that. So if you can't get there because of snow or foul weather or anything like that over the holidays, we'll be there again in July. Those are the 2 open house events that we have. And then the other 2 large events that we sponsor are the model railroad sales, train meets, train shows. There's a number of terms for it, but basically we take over the bingo hall down at Wallingford Diamond Fire Company, and we set it up and then have vendors come in, and it's strictly model railroading. So it's about 8,500 square feet, and about 35, 40 different vendors, 93 tables. But we do that in November, and then we do it again in March 15th. But that's down the road a little bit. The clubhouse will be all cleaned up and ready to receive guests. There's always something changing on our platform. The downstairs platform is HO scale, and we're usually changing scenery. There is 3 major main lines, trains running on it, and there's a trolley line running. But we can, because of the new technology, we can run additional trains on the main line. So there's as many as 5 running at a time. But upstairs, we put the 2nd floor into the building as one of the modifications we made to give us more space. There's 3 small platforms running upstairs. There's what we've been calling the Christmas puts. It's the O-gauge, the typical Lionel platform that you would see under the tree for years in families' homes. But there's also HO scale, and there's an N gauge. Okay. I guess we're picking that up. It's kind of funny though, because it's not only me. Quite a few more out there, and I'm even surprised some of the wives, because you can see them answer the phone, but it's the whistle. But we also have upstairs, and we also have pre-owned railroad stuff for sale. In some cases, railroading, we call railroading collectibles, but there's HO, there's a little bit of everything, HO and O gauge that we have available. So you can come out, you can come in for 1 o'clock or early afternoon. There's you can hang out all day, go around the platform a few times, or visit upstairs. We we don't ask for your admission; it's free, but donations are welcome. We have bills to pay, pay our taxes and everything, but we have a good time. A lot of people come back year after year, time after time, in a lot of cases, and you just talk railroads, or it's you visit. No politics, no this or that, but if you want to, we always tell people, if you want to know how to work a project, or you want to get started, or whatever, and you really don't know that much, we get you off to a good start. Just, we all have the red shirts on there, so just ask one of the guys. But the platform downstairs, if you haven't been there yet, it's when you're a model railroader, you're probably a railroad historian, or just a historian, period. The areas that the trains ran through is something that we can discuss historically, and then of course if they ran through there, then you're talking about what kind of businesses might be there, or what towns are there and everything. So it's a good history lesson, and we enjoy that too. The building has been described as being a museum at times. We do have photographs on the walls all the way around the building. Some railroad signs, but there's display cases with either collectibles in, or there's lamps or other railroad equipment that we have in there that's we saved, and we can talk about that too. But we have a good time.
I've actually been there a few times myself. I remember as a kid going there. I don't know if I've been to the top half, definitely the bottom half. And it's really cool what you guys have going on.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
The building worked out really well. I tell people we eventually purchased it, but at first when it was brought to our attention, there were a few hurdles to get over, and I just kind of wrote it off. And some things came to light, a couple of hurdles went away, so we made a deal for the building. And one of the things, there's model railroad clubs around. I know there's one in Hazleton, there's a few down in Lehigh Valley. And a few clubs over the years have gone away simply because they didn't own the building. They were just renting, and then the owner had other plans for the building at some point, and the club had to go. But we kind of lucked out. The building was just the right size with the second floor addition. And we bought the building, and so basically, unless we start faltering in some cases, it's ours.
Yes.
But if you, like I said, you have any questions, we'd be happy to answer them the best we can. I'm going to say we don't profess to be experts, but we enjoy the hobby. We enjoy visiting with people, and the parents bring the kids in. Actually, there's a family I know that they started bringing a brother and sister in when they could carry. It's the grandparents that brought them, could carry the children. And now, the sister lost interest. She's old enough. She's doing her thing, but the brother still comes in. he must be almost 6 feet tall by now. So we saw him evolve. We've been there about 25 years.
Nice.
And so we make changes on the platform and just to entertain or renew visits with some people coming in. The building itself, there are some areas of the building that we left original. The upstairs ceiling was the original ceiling for the church. So we could have painted over, we could have done a number of things with it, but we left it.
Nice.
So there's some historical significance to us. But again, we have a good time.
So what's the most common question that people ask?
Well, there would be one about, they'd ask about scenery. There's a lot of materials available for scenicking, especially the HO. We were known as an HO club, and we probably still are, even though we have other scales running in there or things available. But, there's a lot of questions. How do you do this? How do you do that? And it's a little artsy-craftsy. You just can't throw things together right. But if you're starting on a project, a little bit of practice, a little bit of finding out what materials are available. HO has the most materials available for almost anything, especially the scenic. But we have a lot at the clubhouse to even show as an example. This is what you want to get, or that kind of stuff. There are a few hobby shops around yet. I don't put a plug in. There's one down in Palmerton Township, Trains and Lanes. They have a lot of inventory of the trains, scenery material, anything you might need to start a platform. But we take a little bit of nostalgia and a little bit of guidance off those photos we have. It's not just trains. Again, with the museum thing, we have pictures from up in the Lansford area in Coalville from the breakers from up there, and it comes all the way down through Jim Thornton, and we hike Palmerton down into Lehigh Gap. Used to be a business down there, Pfizer, but you can use those for examples. Most of the scenery on the platform is like bridges or buildings and whatnot. They aren't exact replicas of the buildings we have around here, but they basically represent. So there's cement kilns on there, some of the bridges in the town, the industries. There's a turntable, an engine house, an engine yard, coal breaker. So again, every now and then we change things around a little bit. Not necessarily do we move something from one end of the platform to the other, but we'll change the buildings, replace it with other, like the coal breaker, replace it with another breaker kind of thing. But we, a lot of times it's more for the children, I guess, the young ones, but anybody can use it. We'll give you a list. Things to look for, to seek and find.
Okay.
So it's like 24 items that you just walk around, and they're sequenced around the platform. So you start in the front there, and I even give the first one away for free if we have to. And they can walk around the platform and look for these things.
Right.
Some things are obvious, some things are a little harder to find. So it's a way to get the people to look harder at the different scenes that are on the platform. There's a little bit of humor involved. Some of the names we gave to the businesses and things like that, local representation or members or people who worked on scenery originally. We got a name involved. Usually that person doesn't put it on, but somebody else will.
Okay.
That kind of thing. So it's a lot of fun.
And as we were there last year, we did that. I believe Stacy asked, how many outhouses do you have on the top? Remember that?
Yeah.
Outhouses. Yeah, there's churches, we have to get one more church back on the platform. The last renovations that we did, we put a little bigger cement plant on, and a couple of buildings took it. We just put them away for storage. So I made a deal with somebody, we'll have to get a church back on in the town. We already have one, but we'll get another one.
All right. Sally, do you have a train under your tree?
I don't, but my grandparents recently got a Polar Express type train, and they have it under their tree, and my pop-up had a fun time putting that together, and we enjoy it. We have that nostalgia feeling.
Yeah. The Polar Express helped the hobby quite a bit as far as I'm concerned. Another thing, the modelers aren't really crazy about it, but the Thomas the Tank wood barrel gets the young ones kind of excited or thinking about it or whatever. And matter of fact, there's a little bit of Thomas in a few places on the displays. But we're kind of happy for that kind of stuff. Of course, the other thing that's probably going to help the hobby come back a little bit is Reading Northern with their trains running. Trains are almost always full kind of thing, so there's a lot of excitement. And if you can't own a real one, the modeling is the best way to go. A lot of prototypical equipment that you can see on the platform. We typically model the Lehigh Valley, the Jersey Central, Lehigh New England. They all ran through our area here. Of course, being from Palmerton, working at the zinc company, there's Chestnut Ridge equipment on there. Matter of fact, there's probably a train that will be running this event coming up. It's made up of New Jersey zinc cars, Chestnut Ridge, New Jersey zinc engines, that kind of stuff. Getting back to history again. So that'll work out pretty well, I'm sure.
All right, we have Thanksgiving coming up in a few weeks, and we did our research as we always do, and we dove into the most disastered cooking incidents that people have experienced. I'll read the first one. My grandmother and my aunt lived in the same apartment building, and they decided to host Thanksgiving at their place. My entire family, my aunt was cooking the turkey in her oven, and my grandmother was cooking the sides at her place. Fast forward 5 hours, everybody was looking forward to the turkey, only to find my aunt had gone out for a smoke, and although she did manage to get the turkey in the oven, she forgot to turn it on. That's horrible.
Did they say what they did in the meantime without the turkey? What did they do?
I don't know.
It's a mystery.
It was probably 2005. My mother-in-law was frantically trying to get everything finished so that things were ready to be done at the same time. She had put the candied yams into the oven to crisp up the marshmallows in the boiler, then completely forgot about them until the smoke started coming out of the oven. We pulled the pan out and got the fire put out, scraped off the black marshmallow remains, and we put new marshmallows on the top and back under in the oven. And a few minutes later, once again, the smoke came pouring out all over again, and somehow we all missed it again.
Oh my gosh.
And last one for this first half hour. One year we had potatoes for dinner. That's it, only potatoes. And it was my fault entirely, this person said. They got very drunk before starting to cook. They forgot to cook any vegetables. They named their turkey and cried at the idea of putting it in the oven. They cut their hand peeling potatoes and got blood everywhere. They fell asleep and woke up to charcoal, and that's what we had, was mashed potatoes only for dinner.
I mean, I love mashed potatoes. Probably one of my favorite parts of the dinner.
Right.
So I wouldn't be totally mad, but I could see where they were a little disappointed.
And we have a trivia question for Gary and you. How many pounds of cranberries do Americans eat during Thanksgiving week? A, 2 million pounds, B, 80 million pounds, or C, 100 million pounds? How many pounds of cranberries do Americans eat during Thanksgiving week?
Oh, those are big numbers.
2 million, 80 million, or 100 million pounds?
I know a lot of people are very iffy about cranberries as far as people that I know. So I'm going to go with the lowest guess just because I feel like it's depends on your liking. I don't know.
I would lean in that direction too. I think I'm going to be surprised.
All right, the answer is B, 80 million pounds of cranberries.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. All right, we got one more here. What is the least favorite side dish? A, mashed potatoes, B, stuffing, or C, green bean casserole? The least favorite.
I want to say green bean casserole, but I have a feeling it's going to be the wrong answer.
Hey, this is Harry. Mashed potatoes, stuffing, or green bean
Well,
casserole?
the first two are kind of very traditional. I think the green beans would probably be the loser there.
Yeah, you are correct. Green bean casserole is the least favorite side dish. So that is trivia questions for this half hour. Gary, if you want to recap the event one more time for everybody.
Coming up, it's the holiday open house. Black Friday weekend, 29th and 30th. We're open starting Saturday and Sunday from 1 to 4. And the next 2 weekends, we're also open. Then we take a break into the holidays, and then we come back again for a weekend in January, first weekend in January. 1 to 4, 1 to 4, it's our holiday open house. But if you missed that, you want to see us again, come to the sale, March 15th in Wallaport. There's an admission. It costs us to be there. But we need it as a fundraiser to help pay for our expenses at the building. July, again, for Christmas in July, we call it. There's 3 weekends there. We advertise everywhere we can, even Colossal podcast. And then again in November for the sale. But we have events in the building, the smaller ones. We participate in the Town Community Yard Sale. We have another indoor yard sale we have during the summer to help liquidate some of the inventory. As our yard sale items, but they're all rare. And that kind of winds up at least the events that we have close by. So I hope to see everybody there, kind of thing. But looking forward to all of them.
Do you guys still have the caboose that you take to the different events?
Yes, we do. Another subject. How long do I have? We were down. The caboose is at it's there in the backyard for the Christmas in July. We go to the West End Fair, and we're set up there through Good Time Amusements in their area. We've been Palmerton Community Festival. This year we were down to the Wallaport Canal Days. They invited us down, and we had a great spot there. It was the first time, and it's curiosity how many people are going to actually stop and visit us. Did they see us before in Palmerton or somewhere? And we had a great time there also. We had a lot of visitation, and then of course we set up a large easy and have some things for sale down there too. Found out who either had trains at one time or the family needs to would like to let them go, find a new home for them, kind of thing. Or the people that were participating, they're trying to gear up a little bit.
Right.
So we have the stuff they need, and it worked out really well. We had a great time there. And the other thing, of course, is we'll hand out flyers for our events. And there was a father and son that spent a lot of time with us. And lo and behold, and I see them in November at our event in Wallingford, in the bingo hall, the model railroad sale. So that's kind of neat.
Nice.
Works out really well.
You got any questions for Rohit?
I don't think so. I'm looking forward to stopping by at some of these events.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very good.
Check out the scavenger hunt.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you into trains at all? You like trains?
I'm not, but there's no harm in starting a new hobby.
There you go.
I grew up, well, it was a little bit before me, but I grew up with Thomas the Train, so
Hey, yeah.
I can always revisit those times, so we'll see.
There you go. Anything else? Gary, you have like 3 minutes left. Anything else you want to add?
Probably we hit all the highlights. The caboose, I'm glad you brought that up. I didn't, and I should have. The caboose itself is probably around a dozen years old. But we've been going to the Palmerton Community Festival with a railroad display for as long as I can remember. We've had different structures there. We've had a model train display, and again, like West End Fair or any of those places, the family brings the children.
Right.
But even if they didn't have the children, they're there visiting, looking over our handiwork, and we do quite well with it. Matter of fact, like Wallingford, I guess the visitation of the West End Fair seems to be getting up more people stopping by. Now, I don't know if they're really interested more or if the word's getting around a little bit, but I know the Good Time Amusements, the brothers, are kind of having us there. It's free entertainment.
Right.
And if we can answer some questions or do something for some people along that line, we're more than happy to.
All right, that's going to do it for the first half hour. We'll share your event on our page and all our social media platforms.
Thank you.
Wish you the best of luck with everything, and I'm sure we'll stop down as well again and check everything out. And thanks for coming on.
Well, thanks for having me.
And we'll have the Palmerton Drama Club coming on the second half hour talking about their new play. But first, we'll go to a commercial.
Look, who doesn't want to be pampered? Think about it. Get yourself a nice warm bath, using only quality shampoos, then a blow dry. They'll even do your nails, and make sure you're feeling great from head to tail. It's Country Clippers in Palmerton. For 22 years, Stacy and Jennifer have been pampering your pets. So if you're looking for a local pet grooming service and an experienced staff, it's Country Clippers. Get your pets groomed and give them the care they deserve. Country Clippers in Palmerton. Find them online. She's been involved in real estate since 2007. Here's what just some of her clients are saying. She stands out from the others, extremely knowledgeable of the people, townships, and properties in the area. You want her on your team. It's Kristen Obert, owner and broker of Iron Valley Real Estate Northeast in Palmerton. Kristen and her team with Iron Valley Real Estate will help you navigate the home buying or selling process. Let's face it, it can be stressful, but Iron Valley Real Estate Northeast is with you every step of the way, helping you make the best educated decision. Covering the greater Lehigh Valley, Carbon, Monroe, and Schuylkill County areas, it's Iron Valley Real Estate Northeast in Palmerton. Check out their listings at ironvalleyrealestatenortheast.com.
welcome back to Colossal Podcast. We just spent time talking about the Carbon Mono Railroad Society. Haley, did you learn anything?
I did. I'm going to visit some of the events that they have going on.
Nice. All right, you want to introduce our next guest?
It is my pleasure to introduce the Palmerton High School Drama Club. I happen to be an alumni, and it was some of the best years in high school I had. I miss it a lot, but these guys are awesome. They put on the best shows. They great director and awesome staff helping them out, and I'm excited to hear about what they have coming up. Hi, guys.
Hi.
Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Okay, so should we just say our names or like what the roles are like?
We can do both.
Okay. Hi, I'm Maddie and I'm playing Patricia McNulty.
Hi, I'm Freya and I'm playing Roberta Klaczynski.
Hi, I'm Nathan Marla and I play Mort McNulty.
Hi, I'm Nisha and I play Grace McNulty and his mother.
All right, the last time you guys were here, you performed Sweeney Todd, right?
Yes.
How did that go?
It was great, honestly. It was a little bit stressful. It's a very challenging show to do, definitely, especially for a high school, I would say. Technically, it's very difficult. But overall, I think it was pretty successful, and I think the audience enjoyed it as well.
Right. Did you sell out?
We did not sell out, unfortunately, but we did make a pretty good audience out of it.
Nice, awesome. So tell us about your new play coming up. What's it about?
Okay, so this fall play is called Parlor Games, and it is about a practical jokester, Nathan over here, Mort McNulty, and he's kind of going through a little bit of a midlife crisis, shall we say, and he decides that it would be funny to throw his own wig, and kind of as a way to get people's attention, just a joke, but his wife, Patricia McNulty, is the only one who knows that he's actually alive. And so it just spirals into chaos as all these wake goers come in and, friends and family and strangers, and it's just crazy.
You got any questions?
So you guys have started rehearsals then, right?
Yes.
So what's been the most challenging thing so far?
I think comedic timing is probably the most challenging thing because there's a lot of different switches and pauses within the script that we have to figure out what works best, exactly where it should be.
I think sometimes the hardest part actually is not laughing.
Yes.
There are points at which I'm looking at Nathan and I'm like, don't laugh, don't laugh, don't laugh.
I have to sit there, stone face, and I'm like, don't laugh. What's happening? Don't do it.
And then reading the audience too, you guys have to play out the audience.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, Bill sits there and he laughs. He laughs. I see him with audience, he's going,
It's the worst when he's smiling like a fool in the crowd there, and you just have to keep going, don't break.
That was one of my questions is how many times do you rehearse it that it's like, okay, I'm not going to laugh anymore? Or doesn't it go away?
Well, I mean, I would say you get to a point where it's not any longer funny to you, and that's where the real challenge comes in, is you have to still realize that the audience is going to find this funny, so you still have to play it out. You still have to have that perfect timing, you still have to have the great chemistry, even if you're a little weary of it.
a real challenge comes when the actual opening night audience comes in and you hear laughs where you didn't expect to hear laughs.
Okay, yeah.
So you want to make sure that you don't run over those laughs and that they can last as long as possible.
Is this your first comedy that you're doing, or do you do as a past?
We were in the play That Goes Wrong, and previous to that, I was in Clue. But I think I'm the only one.
So do you find it harder to do a comedy versus a drama?
Difficult in different ways.
Yes, for sure.
Dramas are difficult because it's really important that you get, like, whatever the base of the drama is, whether it's like a sad drama, you have to make sure you have all that emotion there. Or if it's like a romantic drama, you have to have that connection. But comedy is difficult because it's all about timing. How long do you stare before you break? That kind of thing.
I think one of the things that's difficult with dramas is just the complexity of the characters as a whole. Like each character, I think, has so many different layers compared to a comedy where your characters kind of have one set storyline and they don't have a background besides that.
What's your favorite part about your character? What do you like most about your character?
I would say I like how Grace is very dominant and very controlling. She's very like, I want it my way, or it's nothing else. We're not doing it again. She's a very overbearing mother who's like very controlling, cared way too much what people thought of what she was doing.
I like how my character just can go nuts sometimes. And it can just go completely off the rails, and then you can reel it back and go, yep, I just did that, and I'm proud of it.
I would say that my favorite thing about Roberta is how quickly she can flip a switch. There's this one part in the show where something's said about a vacuum, and I won't spoil that, but she kind of goes into this gruff, angry kind of attitude, and she yells at one of the other characters, and I really like how she can flip like that. I think it's interesting.
It's kind of funny because my favorite thing about Trisha is almost the same thing. It's how she just completely like loses her mind and then she just reels it back in. She's like, no, it's fine. Everything is okay. No, it's not. Like she just like.
Yeah, my last 2 years of high school, my first show was Grease, which we sold out for the first night, or was it the whole show?
All three
nights. Yeah, that was a blast. And then my senior year, we did Chicago, which was a challenge, but then at the same time, like they said, like opening night came, people were laughing. We're like, oh yeah, that's supposed to be funny. Like,
Right.
oh yeah, we just had fun, like playing off each other and creating friendships, and yeah, I miss it a lot. Honestly.
All right, Thanksgiving is coming up the first half hour, and we did talk about some cooking disasters, and I have some more here. Tell me what you guys think about this, or have you ever had this happen in your family? This one person said they accidentally set the oven to clean when they put the turkey in, and it had auto lock on the feature, and to say that the turkey was clean at the end. And they ended up eating cheese and crackers and side dishes that year for Christmas. This next person said, you're gonna like this one, Haley, they made 20 pounds of mashed potatoes.
Awesome. Perfect.
Loaded up the baby and the husband in the van, drove almost 2 hours where the family was having Thanksgiving dinner, and they realized they forgot the mashed potatoes in the refrigerator. So they had 20 pounds of mashed potatoes left over in their refrigerator.
Thanksgiving for like a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they really enjoy mashed potatoes.
Yeah.
Or they had 20 pounds of gravy with it.
Hopefully.
All right, one year we decided to have Thanksgiving at my grandma's vacation house, about 2 hours away. Instead of just having it at her house, she drove part way down and realized she left her pumpkin pie at home in the oven with the oven still on.
Wow. I hope she still had her house when she got back.
And the last one here, it's not so much of a cooking disaster, but when this person's mom first was living in LA, her parents decided to visit for Thanksgiving, and their mom decided to take them out for Thanksgiving dinner, made reservations, and what looked like a nice restaurant. On Thanksgiving Day, they sat down and looked at the menu, and they realized the restaurant was a vegan restaurant. And she said my grandfather was not happy that he was not getting turkey that year for Thanksgiving.
Have you heard of tofurkey?
Yes. Yum.
My mom is actually vegan, so she has tofurkey every Thanksgiving. So I don't eat it personally. I'd much rather have normal turkey.
Did your family ever endure any Thanksgiving disasters?
I don't think so. I mean, one time I tried to make a pumpkin cheesecake near Thanksgiving. It was like was really soon before Thanksgiving. I think it was on Thanksgiving, but I was using a springform pan, and I didn't lock it all the way, and so the butter and the crust just seeped through into the oven. Smoke poured out. I had to take it out, frantically clean the oven because it's all burnt, and fire alarms are going off, windows are open, dogs are barking. You can imagine.
I have, this wasn't Thanksgiving, I think it was Christmas. We were at my aunt's house, and my mom, again, is vegan, and she made this wonderful butternut squash soup. We all really enjoyed it. And my mom's like, wow, this is really good. What's in it? Oh, squash, butter, chicken broth. So, safe to say my mom stopped eating.
Any mishaps with your family?
I don't think so. I know my dad definitely does not bake. It's not so much a Thanksgiving story, but it's around Christmas. I was younger, we were making cookies, and we wanted to do something fun, and he used actual soda as baking soda. So, yeah, did not eat those cookies, and everyone knows the story, and holds it against him. So he just brings store-bought pies now to Thanksgiving dinner. So.
It's probably for the best.
Yes.
All right, so that's our Thanksgiving facts for you of what not to do this coming Thanksgiving. So hopefully that helps, and hopefully nobody experienced any of those disasters. But if you did, email to us. We'd like to read them. All right, getting back to your play here, what was your thought when you were going to do this play?
I was kind of like okay with it. I was a little confused on like what it was about, and like with all the characters, I was like, okay, this is just another play, whatever. But it was an exciting.
Nathan. Been kind of quiet today.
When I first heard about it, I was kind of like, what is this? Like, who's heard of this play? And I was like, should we Google this? And I tried Googling it. Nothing comes up. And I was like, well, guess I'm not finding anything out until we have a script.
I feel like, too, though, with people maybe not being familiar with it, they don't come in with expectations. So then you guys kind of create what it's about and what it's supposed to look like. So that's the memory that they have in their head, which can be a great thing for you guys.
Continuing on Nathan, what Nathan said about nobody really knowing this, I think it was Bill who told me when he went and bought the rights for it, the company he bought it for was like, are you sure you want to do this one? We haven't really had anybody buy this one. Yeah, I gotta admit, when he told us the show we were doing, we have these big reveals, right? So we sit in an auditorium and it's just like, you could feel the anticipation in the room and everyone's like, and the fall play is, and we're like, Little Women, parlor games. Oh, what's that, buddy? And so I go home and I'm like, Google, nothing. ChatGPT, nothing. No one's telling me what it is. But then I get the audition packet, I kind of walk in, I'm like, you know what, this Trisha girl, she looks pretty cool. I'm gonna go for this one. And I'm working for it over and over again, and I got it. And I gotta say, even though it was such it was a play that I didn't know anything about, in that moment, seeing my name at the top of that cast list, jumping up and down with my friends, it so quickly became some play I'd never heard of to a very, very important show for me. You are.
All right, we're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to tell you how you can have a chance to win $500 cash from Colossal Radio. So we'll take a commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Sip a handcrafted cocktail. Delight your palate with farm-to-table focused fare. Make lasting memories with the ones you love. The Gorge Eatery is a place where friends and loved ones come together to enjoy scratch cooking in a unique Zen space. Located in the historic Hofford Mill in Weisport, you'll find something very unique to the area. Our newly redesigned event space is ideal for your next special occasion. Perfect for bridal and baby showers, micro-weddings, parties, and more. log on to thehoffordmill.com for more information and upcoming events.
All right, welcome back to Colossal Podcast, and we're going to tell you how you can win $500 cash on Colossal Radio. We'll see what we can roll here. Let me try it.
Who broke it? No.
You guys crushed you.
Nathan.
Too many viewers.
Always Nathan.
Freya, I'm so like.
You're so powerful. Your energy is just out of this world.
All right, please go back. All right, we are back. We had a technical difficulty. Haley broke the internet. So, sorry. All right, welcome back. We are talking here with the Palmerton Travel Club, their upcoming play. But first, I want to tell you about Colossal Radio. It's starting a contest on November 27th, I believe it is, and you can have a chance to win $500 cash. Are starting Monday, November 24th at 9 a.m., running through December 19th at 11 a.m. If you listen to Colossal Radio every day, starting November 24th, 9 a.m., when you hear the movie clip, and you be the first person to email your name and address, you can qualify to win $500. You must be 18 years old or older to qualify, and only one person per household. And on December 19th, all those that qualified on noon, the doc will pick a winner, and you'll get $500 cash. And if you go into Colossal Radio's website, you can find all the times that the movie clip will be played, and one of those times will be on our next show, November 24th at 7 p.m. So if you're watching our show on November 24th between 7 and 8 p.m., you have a chance to qualify. If not, you have the 9 a.m. hour, the 11 a.m. hour, and the 1 p.m. hour, and the 3 p.m. hour. And again, the whole list is on Colossal Radio's website. And also, don't forget, next Wednesday is the 6th annual Operation Give a Gobbler Turkeys for Our Veteran, November 19th, 8 a.m. till noon at the Giant Store in Plixu Boulevard in Manhattan. You can donate non-perishable items, or if you have an extra frozen turkey that you want to donate, or give cash, you can do that. And if you want to help a local police department win the traveling trophy, you can drop off your donations to either the Lehighton, Palmerton, Jim Thorpe, or the Mahoney Valley Police Department. And if they bring in the most amount of pounds of food, they will win the traveling trophy. And last year, the Lehighton Police Department won the trophy. And I heard that Jim Thorpe and Palmerton are bringing stiff competition this year. So you can look forward to that. So if you are in the area next Wednesday from 8 a.m. till noon, you can drop off your donation there, or go to one of those police departments. So that is coming up as well. And the Hoffer Mill here has lots of events coming up for the holidays. If you're into tasting different foods, they have an event November 14th, Taste of the Alps. And November 23rd, they have a sip, savor, and shop. You can taste, drink favorite holiday drinks while you're shopping from local vendors from around the area right here at the Hoffer Mill. And if you want to avoid all those Thanksgiving cooking disasters that we talked about, They do offer Thanksgiving catering here at the Hoffer Mill. You have to order by November 21st and pick up is November 26th between 3 and 5 p.m. Again, go over to the Hoffer Mills website, click on the events, and you can check out all the details on what food items to pick and order. And December 6th, they have a Candy Cane Cottage workshop, and they have a Victorian Christmas dinner as well on December 12th. So there is lots of events happening here at the Hoffer Mill. Check it out on the Hoffer Mill's website. And we'll get back to the play here. Tell us one more time where it's at and when, and how can we get tickets?
It is at Palmerton Area High School on the 4th, 6th, and 7th. The 4th and 6th are at doors open 7. Doors open at 6, shows at 7. And on the 7th, it is a matinee, and the show starts at 2 p.m. Doors open at 9.
And tell us about the play again. What's it about?
Okay, so the play is about a practical jokester going through a bit of a midlife crisis. So he thinks it would be funny to throw his own wake, and see who would show up and how they would react and all that kind of thing. But of course, he wants his wife Trisha, my character, to play along and to kind of bring in all these mourners and really get into it. And she's like, no, absolutely not. And everyone else is just kind of trying to gaslight her, like, oh, like, here's this young wife and her husband just passed away and she doesn't even believe he's dead. She's so in denial and it's so sad. And she's like, no, you don't understand.
There's a line that Nathan has that I think sums up Mort's character perfectly. It's something about hearing what people say about me before I'm dead, after I'm dead. See what people would say about me after I'm dead, before I'm dead.
I remember the one time I said, before I'm dead, after I'm dead, and Bill was like, you said that in the wrong order. I'm like, yeah, I know.
I have a quick question. I was going to ask, how many years have you all been in drama club, and what is your favorite show? I know it's a hard question.
I've been in since 8th grade, and I would have to say that my favorite show would have to be Fiddler on Roof, which was my first play, but it's I think your first play is always the special one where it's that's the one that's got you hooked on a leash walking through here, doing the auditions every single time. But yeah, I have to say Fiddler on the Roof was mine.
I joined in my freshman year, so my first show was Chicago, the one you left in. But I think my favorite was Sweeney Todd.
I saw the show. It was a great show.
It was fun.
I've been in drama club since 6th grade. My first show was Little Mermaid Junior. And I think that my favorite show is Anna Pretty Gables, just because I think my character held a really special place in my heart, and I really got to understand her and love her. It's a great show as well.
I've been doing this since 9th grade. And a favorite show is so hard because favorite role I've played has got to be Beggar Woman in Sweeney Todd. But then if we're talking about the most fun experience I've had, it might be getting to student music direct Oliver Jr. But then if we're talking about the actual show itself, if I was watching the show, it has to be the play that goes wrong. So, very hard.
Is anybody seniors here? What are your future plans?
Oh.
You have to think about that.
Sorry.
Any future plans, Dan, or still thinking about it?
I'm going to be a high school English teacher.
I'm going to be a pediatric nurse.
I want to go and be a history teacher for high school.
Are you going to plan on staying in drama club in college and that?
I think so, yeah. I really enjoy drama club. It's very dear, and I love it so much that I think I'd probably continue doing it, even when I'm old.
I think that's a difficult question, just because you never know what the future has for you, and college is so much about your education and getting to getting to learn about what you want to do in your future career. So sometimes I think we want to do things, but we don't exactly get the opportunity to because life is busy.
I think too, some colleges, depending on where you go, don't always specialize in the arts as much as they could, and not all colleges have even a theater.
Right.
So it really depends there too.
I think for me, it kind of depends on the rigor. Like right now, I'm in like 10 clubs and honors and AP classes, and life is so crazy, and I never have a second to breathe. So I think when I'm in college, I'm going to take it a little easier. So depending on the rigor of my classes, that will determine whether or not I'm still in some sort of theater program.
Nice. Fair enough. All right. We got a couple of things happening with the podcast. We are down to our last 2 live shows here at the Hopper Mill, and we are doing 1 live show on location. Our next live show here will be November 24th, and we're going to be talking with Kathy from Marion Catholic High School about their 13th annual Polar Bear Plunge happening in January. And December 7th, we are going to be live on location over at the Leighton Park for the Leighton tree lighting ceremony. And then our final show for the year will be happening December 6th as our last show, and we have our annual Christmas game show, so you want to stay tuned for that. And follow us on all our social media pages, Instagram and Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Make sure you download the Colossal Radio app so you can get ready to qualify for that $500 cash coming up, and listen to it every day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we have our in-house shows, the Doc's Endless Party, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. until noon. And our favorite Uncle Kevin is playing all our favorite music from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. And if you're into the oldies with Mike, Tuesday night at 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. And if you're into that heavy metal, it's Retro Rock Rewind Friday nights at 7 p.m. And if you're into the 80s, we got Totally Awesome 80s Saturday at noon. And we got That Thing with Rich at 10 p.m. and the replay of Ike's Oldies show as well. You can download the free Colossal Radio app or listen on to your Alexa device or listen online. Haley, thank you for coming on tonight.
Thank you for having me.
Hope you had fun.
I did. It was a great night to be here.
Thank you guys for coming on again. It was great seeing you, and good luck on your play coming up, and we'll be sure to share it for you as well. And we'll see you all